Chapter 1, Red or Blue Pill. In the classic scene of the 1999 mega-hit film, The Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne plays the enlightened Morpheus, who gives Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, a choice: the red pill or the blue pill. The pills represent the decision between staying where he is based on what he's always been taught and believed, or excelling to the next level of enlightenment where knowledge and success can be found by knowing and accepting what is the real truth based on facts and results. In today's world, accepting the blue pill is the choice of staying average while living with unanswered questions that return time after time, leaving you unfulfilled. The red pill represents truth. The decision to forget what you've been incorrectly taught by the inexperienced, the uneducated, and even seemingly educated from childhood to adulthood. The red pill is not simply accepting something as being truth, whether it's actually truth or not. It is knowing that all truth is based on facts and proof, and importantly, results. Now, when I mention forget what you've been taught, I don't mean everything. Whether you came from a good or bad upbringing, there are still some valuable lessons and experiences that help you along your journey. However, there will be a time in your life when you will have to ask yourself internally, who am I? What am I here for? What do I know for myself? What is my purpose? And at this point, the mindset go mindset begins to take over, reset, restore, gain knowledge, and ultimately change you. Congratulations, you have just chosen the red pill. Most people say, when things get right, I'll make a move. The reality is, things get right when you make a move. Born in the city of Wilmington, Delaware, my twin brother and I were the youngest of 9 siblings. My parents was married, good old-fashioned Sunday morning church folks. My late father was self-employed construction worker from Middletown in the southern part of Delaware. As long as I can remember, born in Detroit, Michigan, raised in Greenville, South Carolina, my mother was a stay-at-home mom. Sadly, they divorced around the time my brother and I turned 5. Because my father was the breadwinner, it didn't take long for things to take a downward turn. After he left, we ended up living in various places, motels, emergency housing, and even strangers' homes that allowed us to stay for some time. Eventually, we landed in the Riverside housing projects on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware. Of course, at the time, we didn't know much about being poor or even struggling. My mom did the best she knew how to raise us, and by that time, just about all of our older siblings had grown up and moved on with their lives. Moving from place to place became the norm. Dealing with the changes of lifestyle was a little depressing at times, and without my father there, my mother picked up a drinking habit. Unfortunately, the neighborhood was broken, drug-infested, and crime-filled. We had to learn how to be street smart real quick. Poverty comes with many challenges. Getting dressed was one of those challenges. I remember getting ready for school, growing up, and trying to find something to wear. However, I had to wear the same clothes 2, sometimes 3 times a week. As soon as I walked in the door from school, we would hear our mother say, "Get out them school clothes." And we did. Most of our clothes were worn later in the week, or sometimes jeans were worn again the very next day. Being embarrassed about my appearance, even as a young kid, wasn't just from the clothes we wore or borrowed, but how I looked in general. I felt like I was imprisoned by my appearance. Inside, I knew I was outgoing. I had a great personality, an outstanding sense of humor, and very intelligent. However, no one would have known it because I was so embarrassed by my skinny body, tremendous overbite, and my large-sized teeth. Because of my appearance, I wouldn't let go or allow myself to be in the spotlight in any way, form, or fashion. Trust me, I do not have to tell you how cruel kids can be in school at a very young age.